Welcome back to Limbus Company Daily Mirror Dungeon. It's randomizer day. You'll notice there's quite a few new options on the randomizer, those being the status effects. Currently it doesn't really do much, it just changes what, Yuga shows up. I'm planning on making it so you can actually, randomize, a specific status effect team if you want to. It's not, actually finished yet. But yeah, otherwise, we're gonna send everything on. Next week, I'll probably try and finish it by then. Just for now, it's just basically the same randomizer as always. So yeah, let's give it a spin. See what we get. Okay, prescript. Cloudy's guys, turn off all of your starter buffs. Alright, that's a very funny one. Starting with Burn Ego Gifts, the background is green now because I made some sort of oversight there. Machiish, Wortmerso, Base Otis, Wayland Sinclair, Base Rodion, and Chef Gregor. Alright, give me a minute to set up these teams and to turn off starter buffs, and then we will begin the run. Alright, there we go. The team has been built. So I can hide this now, I think, from the actual screen. I'm missing ones. Also, I want to point out just something funny. I'm running Captain Ishmael so much that almost everyone has a full rest gauge. The only reason why Reindeer Ishmael isn't is I think I did, a run-off screen with Reindeer Ishmael to try and, get the rest gauge up a little bit. Very funny. You know, it's just an addiction. But yeah, we've got the team, we've got their egos selected. And let's just get it started. All these starter buffs have, in fact, been turned off. Gonna be a little wacky, that's for sure. We only get a single ego gift to start out with, Helterfly's Dream. Otherwise, we're just basically, doing a mirror dungeon. Less starting cost, of course. Shops and stuff is gonna be significantly worse. All that sort of thing. Actually, I need to set up my team properly, that's right. I didn't actually close it yet, so I can still see, the order and stuff like that. There we go. Now I can close it, I think. But yeah, we're gonna see how, this, starter buff list run goes. I'm sure it's going to be interesting. I have done a starter buff list run recently, technically, because I was playing on my friend's account the other day. I think my mic is being too loud. It is, isn't it? I'm going to turn it down a little bit, and hopefully that's better. Yeah, that looks much better. Alright. Probably should test that beforehand, but I tend to just kind of jump into it. Yeah, we've got, some IDs here, starting out with a Burn Ego Gift when, we don't really have anything in the slightest to benefit from it. We started with Helterfly specifically, so when we inflict Burn, it happens. So Rathos Resins, that's the only benefit we get from this. Not great. We can turn that into neutral at least, that's decent. Triggered Slayer, sure thing. We win those clashes. Thanks to the Envy Resonance, we rolled decently as well. How quaint. Yeah, this is definitely the kind of team that there's, no synergy whatsoever going on here. We've got 2 IDs that have poise, I guess. That's something. We've got, debatably, we've got 2 IDs with Rupture and 2 IDs with Bleed. If you count, Base Otis as Rupture and Base Rodion as Bleed. And, they technically are. Actually, going through it, I was categorizing identities based on their status effects just for the sake of the randomizer, making it so I had listed in the files what each identity had. And I completely forgot that Rabbit Heathcliff also is a 3 status effect ID. Because he's obviously got Charge, he's got a little bit of Bleed in his skill 2, and he's got Rupture in his skill 3. That completely slipped my mind until recently. I completely forgot about that. It's a very interesting, 3 too, that's for sure. Especially given how if you're running Rabbit Heathcliff, you're not using him for any of those 3 things. Chances are you're just using him because he's got good damage. Or you're running a haste team, something like that. Very funny. Yeah, that means there's 4 IDs in total that have 3 status effects, because it's LCCV Ryoshu has Rupture, Tremor, and Poise, of course. Rose Spanner Gregor has Rupture, Tremor, and Charge, of course. And Captain Ishmael has Bleed, Burn, and Poise. Oh, silly. Very interesting, too. I wonder if we're going to get more IDs with 3 status effects. The thing about it is, if an ID has 3 status effects, they're definitely not focusing on all of them. That's, the thing. Oh, we get this for more cost. That's actually really good, because we're going to be in a little bit of a cost deficit this run. Because, everything's going to cost more, because we don't have start buff. We're going to go in the shop, and there's only going to be 4 things to buy. There's only 3 things to buy, that's right. God. Well, we can get Lithograph, and we can get Milepost. That's decent. And if we want to change our skills, it costs 200. God. I always forget how expensive it used to be. Now it's just like a nice 120 to get it, with all the benefits, and it's just not the same. We're probably not going to bother then. Get the next floor, maybe we'll do something there. I don't really have anything to upgrade and all, though.
목적지까지
So I don't know
가긴
how good of an
하여.
idea that's going to be. Oh well.
내가 응원하는 게 도움이 되긴 하려나? 힘내긴 해보자고.
망설임이
Looks
없도록.
good. Neutral with that Butcher Beyond. This guy desperately needs to roll heads. There we go. It's that easy. We get a little bit of paralysis that does nothing because that guy's not attacking at all. We get the tails and claim their bones, get that paralysis, which will do something because, it affects the counter, but not a very notable effect, that's for sure.
오케이. 작전 지역 진입 확인했어.
네. 입감
Yeah, yeah,
야간만
go.
다녀올게.
Seems good.
적확한 한압이었어.
Oh yeah, Dawn Wishing Camera. A little breakdown of that release this morning. It's
침묵을 남겨드리죠.
very interesting, that's for sure. It's very much similar, like early Limbus ego, like designs, like a design level. It's just got some random status effects and that's it. No like stupid like funny gimmick. They're not doing resonance. A lot of the recent egos have been resonance related. For the best though. I do not think we need sloth resonance support for a long time. Because anything that's a big benefit from sloth resonance means it benefits insanely from just spamming Sun Shower with Yisong, getting that, like sloth power and damage up, using the coin or something to do multiple times per turn, stuff like that. It's good. It's just it's a little bit of bleed count. It's bleed count. That's really big. That's for sure. And you go with normal bleed count because the only egos that have bleed count is Hexnail has nails and
맞서보죠. 우리들에게 입값하도
Liquor Domain has maggots, which I think is bleed count. I might be wrong though. I think it's like 1 bleed count a turn or something like incredibly like underwhelming. Anyways, the thing that really interests me about it though is the corrosion inflicts tremor burst. If you get a tails, there's another tremor burst, and if you crit, it's another tremor burst. So it's a 3 tremor burst in a single attack, which is very silly. It means it's an ego that if you do roll the tails and get a crit, you could just instantly trigger a Coupled Oscillation. Because Coupled Oscillation is the tremor fusion gift. You get it by using Nixie Divergence and the Bell together. What it does is, once per battle, the first enemy to take 3 tremor bursts just gets instantly staggered then and there. Which is certainly an interesting effect. I don't like it, but it's interesting. Oh, you lose those? You get the attack power up next turn, or you get staggered potentially. Okay, you didn't get staggered, you got close though. Oh. Gregor's taking a bit of a beating.
이런
He's alright, maybe we need to pay a little more attention. Stop talking about the new ego.
관리자님.
I don't know, there might be potentials, and she gets poise and poise count on kill with the passive. Another very interesting thing to throw in there, that's for sure.
망설임이
I'll
없도록.
throw in the Running Shank for good luck. Do some damage. There's like Keto in the process, which will be nice. Interesting how our attacks we're like going in like reverse order. Like, why do we do all the slow attacks first?
언제나 추월할 수는 없으니까.
We've got something else going for Keto. Yeah, Energy Current should be able to stagger him. That's good.
유쾌하진 않군요.
공격 능력 평가.
Now when it stagger pluses him, how fancy.
어우, 제대로
And he's down to 50 HP, so he should be easy enough to kill here.
하지만 여기서 방심하면 안 돼. 금방 다녀올게.
I haven't changed my announcers in a while. I don't really think I need to though often. That's the thing. I think I like the announcers I have it set to usually. We got like the Ishmael, the Happy Sound, the Malkuth. Who else do I have? Like, is it Gregor and Karen as well? Is that what I have? I don't remember actually. Maybe I should switch it up then.
순조로운 전략입니다.
No, I think it is Gregor. I think that makes sense. Yeah.
뵐수 있겠죠? 배워냈어요.
God, a little bit of bleed on Sinclair there.
다시 잡았군요.
That's fine. He'll live. Get the Gluttony Resonance. Not that it's going to get triggered because these guys are going to be dead before we get to those final 4 skills, but, it's the thought that counts.
좋은 전략입니다.
Yeah, Executor, funny passive that just makes her kill people at low HP. How swell. I wonder if we will one day get like an ego or something that does just have a chance to insta-kill normal enemies if they're like low HP or something. Would be silly. I could definitely imagine it being a thing. For like a blue star ego or something, you know? Maybe not necessarily something that fancy getting effect so like mid. Why'd I take that? I think it's because I've got the burn gift already, but a little bit of an odd choice for me, I think. I don't even think I want to go to the rest stop on this floor. There's nothing I want to do there. I'm just gonna do like something like this, and I'll just take the event instead. Pause this floor is the everything there of an Inquisitor. It shouldn't be too bad. That's the fight where you just gotta hit the enemy a bunch of times and then you win. You know. I think, oh yeah, the patch notes for this week's update were incredibly barren. They had like 3 bug fixes, and I think all of them, or most of them, just were just about Captain Ishmael minor things. Like how she heals her own HP instead of SP with one of her things. And like some localization issue or something. It happens. Is there a typo in her story? There might have been or something, I don't remember. If so, that would make enough sense to be something that they need to fix. Wouldn't it? I also do realize, because I took lithograph, I can't, you know, reasonably get Ishmael below half HP and keep her there, because she'll just keep on healing. But that's fine, I'm not really going for, you know, the fancy poise stuff from her right now. If I want to do a poise run with Ishmael, I would have just done the Captain Ishmael episode today, you know? Which is tempting, although I think I've gone through most of like the obvious ideas. There's still a lot more funny things I could try out, like, oh yeah, Captain Ishmael and, you know, self-tremor IDs, Captain Ishmael and charge IDs, that sort of thing, you know. Just more IDs that benefit from spamming skill ones, but I don't know, don't want her to overstay her welcome. I'll have random things here and there, and I do want to do... A while back, I did a run where I was trying to, you know, use Blind Obsession's passive alongside Suncliff to get some benefits going there. And it might be, you know, beneficial to try running Captain Ishmael with Suncliff. Just those two, seeing how that's going, but I'm not fully sure how well of an idea that'll work. I do think it's a good idea to try that at some point. We'll see, though. I did a 2-person run recently-ish, I think. Did I? Kind of, yeah. I did like a tech-wide run without Captain Ishmael before Captain Ishmael dropped. I think it was like a week before or something. I don't remember the day. I think it was, though, yeah, like a week before the actual... I think it was the day we got the Captain Ishmael, like, teaser. And I was, you know, pumped, so I was like, yeah, let's just do this. Shh. That's funny, though. I'm great that I'm very glad that Captain Ishmael is real, you know? It's a nice thing.
제대로 꽂혔는데.
다음은 침묵을 안겨드리죠. 완전한 효과적인
우리가
Okay.
우세.
These guys are falling apart without too much of a hassle. Good stuff.
완전한 침묵.
그다지 유쾌하진 않군요.
These guys sure do love living. There we go. I think we were also, like, barraging with like, a lot of skill 1s, a lot of skill 2s. We've got quite a few identities that have, you know, less than great offensive capabilities. Which is bound to be the case sometimes with the randomizer. It shouldn't be too bad. Oh, you got this. You did get this. Should have done someone who actually had, like, a good chance of doing it instead of, you know, relying on the 95% success chance. But, like, if I didn't get the nail, I would not be that concerned. That's the thing. Yeah, these guys again.
힘내긴 해보자고.
You know. Slay is funny. Like, what is it? Like, she gains more power on Slay if she's, like, below 0 sanity, which is a very strange thing. I wish they expanded on the base ideas at some point. I do think they've got some interesting capabilities. Yeah, skill power plus 1 below 0 SP. It just becomes a 5 plus 2. It's not the biggest thing. If it was, like, coin power or something, that would be kind of insane, but... Oh, well, if it was coin power, it also, you know, wouldn't help you if you were low sanity, so I understand why it's just skill power, but it's always such a minor amount, and it is a base ID, so it makes sense. They love balancing base IDs around nothing. And I guess there's a decent chance we get, like, more stuff like Grip Sinclair that's kind of like corrosions, quote-unquote, not actual, like, corrosions, but, you know, kind of like different takes on the base IDs. Although, really, with Grip Sinclair, it's like animations are very, like, one-to-one with base Sinclair, but, you know, fancier. But, like, not even one-to-one, but there's a lot of, like, same, like, poses, you know? That's what I'm trying to say. And using a halberd. But it really doesn't use the gimmick at all. I think a lot of the base IDs do have interesting gimmicks to use. Just make it so you need to, like, make it so, like, you get them to, like, Thread Spin 5 or something, and they become, like, roughly, like, around the power level of 2 stars, you know? You could just make it so you gotta spend a bunch of resources or something in order to make them, like, decent. I'd be fine for that. I've got plenty of resources to spend. Well, not really right now, but I can grind for more resources to spend, so, you know, I will have plenty. I need to do more grinding. I'm at, like, 150 modules now. I can get back to grinding the dungeons, I think, if I want to. Which will be good. If next week is going to be the Blade Lineage event, then I'm probably going to need to... Because I'm going to need to shard the Ego this week, I'm going to need to shard that one next week, and assuming I want to get stuff to Upside 4 immediately, which I probably do, that's going to be a lot of thread. That's how it goes, after all. I'll probably just get back into, you know, doing more threadlock excavations, because I've been sticking to 1 a day for the past, like, week or two. You know, help bolster my numbers a little bit more, but I can probably get back to doing 3 a day now that I've spent a little bit of time on recuperating my lost resources, spent on uptying far too many things and thread spinning far too many things. Darn, none of us read the manuals. None of us read HOD's, you know, training manuals before, and that's why we're doing so many ineffective attacks. Instead of not because, you know, our attacks are ineffective, and that's the only attacks we could be using in that situation, you know? Roughly. She's saying that because, like, the announcers only say, like, oh, that wasn't very effective, oh, that was effective. They only say those lines when you're using either an Ego or a Skill 3 that is effective or not effective. And so it's because we were using Otis's Skill 3, which was a Pierce tech, on these guys that resist Pierce. So Malkuth is getting a little mad about that, as she does. Wait, Executor's low sanity, that's right, it's her... No, it's Blade Lineage passive that makes you do more damage to people low HP. Yeah, Executor does more damage to people with below 0 sanity, that's right. I think I mixed that up a little bit earlier. We also probably should have gone for some stronger attacks. We're doing... God, these guys are still alive. Our damage output is abysmal here. I guess I'm also missing, like, the benefits from the Starlight Tree, too, you know? Like, the little bit extra damage, offense level type stuff you get from there. It's very minor compared to the Mirror 2 Starlight Tree, but... maybe we are just feeling its effects. Maybe it isn't because we just got a team of, like, a ragtag IDs. Even though these IDs are very ragtag. Ragtag is a great way to describe them, I think. There we go. We can just get the event here, and then we can fight the tanky Inquisitors. Might take a couple turns for that, won't it? Okay, we'll grab this, though. We've got some Pierce stuff. We've got a fair bit of Gluttony. We keep on getting Gluttony Resonance type things. Sure, we'll send 7 Yisung here. That'll work. But yeah, it's time for some Inquisitors. Inquisitor time. Yeah. You can beat, like, you can beat a Bone Blast. That's decent, then. You hit that guy a little bit. You win that clash. You do that, and then we're probably just going to attack you a bunch. Redirect you with Claim Their Bones, of course, so you win the clash, and that should be decent for a first turn. A little bit of bleed on that guy, too. Not that it'll matter very much in the long run, but who knows, maybe we could get some bleed things going. If we get, like, Wound Claret here and can get Wound Claret to ++, we could probably get some bleed shenanigans, like, out of nowhere. We got, like, some bleed stuff. We got some wrath stuff. Not the most, but it's something. We got 3 bleed units. That's right. I forgot about that. We do have 3 bleed units. So it's the thing, if we were to build around anything, it would be that. Although Sinclair's skill 3 is the only bleed he has, I'm fairly certain. I think his skill 1 and 2 don't have any, yeah. You've got bleed on everything a little bit, so that could be nice Wound Claret, and you've also got bleed on everything, I think. You 3 don't have any bleed at all, but that's fine. Okay, some counters going on here. You don't really want to take the counter. We can have you deal with the counter. Alright, that'll work. And then we're just gonna have everyone else just full send this guy, I think. I'd really like just to kill the big guy, the annoying one. They're all vaguely annoying, and the one that's countering I'll just ignore for now. I know he gets a little bit insight. I know it would be best to, like, attack him and take, like, a counter, but I'd rather just not, I think. Yeah, we're doing decent, though. Yeah, you get counter, but you resist slash, so you're not in a bad position in the slightest regarding that. And there we go, there's the stagger. So we should be able to kill you next turn. We don't do quite enough damage here, but we'll just full send you again next turn just to make sure you die, I think. It's a slow strategy. Okay. Like, if you guys are gonna be like this, we're gonna... I'll freshen up you, yeah. Get your insight down a little bit, I'll rip you, maybe. You're weak to Lost, I don't like it too much. We'll do that then, yeah, that'll work. Just prevent them from getting insights, that sort of thing. Or instincts. Insight is different. Because this should be enough damage, that's the thing. Like, surely. Yeah, definitely. They're weak to Wrath. That's good. You get hit a little bit of counters. That guy's... Okay, I know who we're full sending this turn, then. If you're gonna be like that. We just hit you with all of these attacks. And we should be good. We'll strike down you, though. Once again, someone who resists slash, just doing like a skill 1 on that guy. Make sure he doesn't get much of anything to trigger. And this guy's paralyzed. I don't even know if he's gonna get a chance to attack, though. I think we might just stagger in time before you even get the chance to attack with your paralysis. Yeah, there's stagger, nice. Good damage, very decent damage. 50 HP to get left, yeah. And you're countering, so we'll keep it fresh, you. Here's the fresh flying sword, slice and stab, something like that should work, I think. Shouldn't be too heavy into it, you know. Once again, Chef Gregor takes the counter. He puts a little bit of paralysis on the counter too, so that's nice. Piercing thrust almost does it, the other attack should do it though. Little overkill once again, but what if Ishmael rolled, or no, what if Otis rolled tails is what I'm trying to say. That would have been very unfortunate if so. Now we just put you down. Yeah. We're doing the best we can with this, like, team of Muppets, you know. Yeah, that's what they are. They're Muppets. Okay. Second floor done, though. You can get Gossip PM for more bleed. No, we'll take the plushie. So we can do more damage. Let's see, where's the shop gonna be? Shop is immediately in front of us. We'll go there, then. We can get some stuff to trigger here. Wound Claret. Ooh. Like I was saying. Not bad. We'll get you another Slay. And we'll save everything else. We want Wound Claret to be ++. So we will actually potentially get some bleed synergy going on here. Which is nice. Wound Claret's especially nice because it means that your skill 3 also gets bleed because, you know, Wrath. Your skill 2 also gets bleed because of Wrath. Because otherwise you would have only gotten advantage from the skill 3. So we've got a bit of potential here. Out of, like, seemingly nowhere, we get the Wound Claret, and now, you know, the bleed synergy makes a lot more sense. I'm kind of wishing I took the Gossip PM there, but what are the chances I got the wound player in that shop. I think pretty fairly good, because I think the chance of getting like a tier 3 or abysmal without any Starlight rewards. Can you even get them at all? So yeah, you just can't get them from shops, I think. Something like that. You can't start out with them. I forget what it is, but I think one of the first rewards is like, oh yeah, add tier 3 to like the pool for either the pool for shops or it's the pool for starting Eagle gifts. Might be starting Eagle gifts. You probably can just get them from shops starting off. You just got bad chances. Yeah, we're doing some good damage here. These guys are weak to slash, so are very strong. Okay. A little bit of an odd stagger happened there. Don't exactly know why it was, you know, like that. Probably something random did damage, if I had to guess. And it's staggered. Yeah, look at this damage output. Look at the bleed we're getting off even without Wound Cleared being, like, upgraded. Like, we don't even have the bleed count being stacked yet. That's the main thing Wound Cleared does for us. But it also increases the bleed potency and makes stuff like Ishmael's skill 3 and Sinclair's skill 2 also count for the sake of the bleed. So there we go. Now we get to the rest stop. You know, I say Wound Cleared my beloved fairly often when it comes to Wound Cleared, but that is because Wound Cleared is in fact my beloved. Just so good. Just look at this. Anytime we use any bleed or wrath skills, it's like 5 bleed potency and 1 bleed count on top of the whatever it's already doing. We can enhance something else here, but now I'll just save it for the final shop. Then we get something else there. And it looks like we're going to have to go fishing on this floor. Hopefully that'll be fine. Might be able to bleed like the arms a bunch. I think that's what we really want to focus on. Stagger the body, take it down so we don't get blood lasered, but then that should work. And you know, next final floor shop, we're probably gonna want to do. Probably we're gonna want an Ishmael skill 1 to skill 3 if I had to guess. Either Ishmael skill 1 to skill 3 or like a Sinclair skill 1 to skill 2. Something to focus on, like one of those multi-coin wrath skills for someone who doesn't have a lot of bleed as it is. Just so they can do a little more. Like, unfortunately to say, Otis and Murso are basically like out of the count for being helpful. Although they do have some egos that have like a little bit of bleed. Like Ebony Stem's a bit of bleed, and Regret is Wrath, so it gets bleed from Wound Cleared. It might not be a bad idea to go for like an Ebony Stem against the actual fish, just to get a bunch of bleed on a bunch of parts. To try and do some like setup-y type stuff there. It's not a bad idea, yeah, I like it. I think I don't have Regret upgraded, do I? Or did I? I do, so it gains weight against... No, the Corrosion's the one that gains weight, that's right, yeah. Attack weight plus 2 if the unit has a negative status effect. Could be done. Something to keep in mind, if we do corrode him while he's got a negative status effect, he can get like a 3-target Wrath attack off, which would be a lot of bleed. Not a lot of bleed, but it hit a couple targets. It's nice, I guess. Not as nice as, you know, Ebony Stems. I think it's 5 bleed or something with Ebony Stem. That might be the Corrosion, but I should probably check. It might not actually be a bad time to use Ebony Stem, funnily enough. Talking so much about, you know, egos that not having any bleed count and things of Wound Cleared, we do have an ego that inflicts bleed count, don't we? Yeah, 2 bleed. The Corrosion's like 5 though, right? Yeah. And it's also, the Corrosion's also guaranteed instead of being on headset, so we might want to corrode it, just for safety. Who's that? It's you? Okay, just block then. We'll probably be able to stagger that guy before he gets the chance to attack you if we block instead. Yeah, the staggers, so you don't get the chance to attack Gregor. Good stuff. You do just straight up kill too, because energy current is decent. Energy current would be even more decent if we use Regret though, becoming a +4 thanks to the passive. Another thing to consider with the benefits for using Regret. I really barely use Regret. I know it's insanely good for most of Merceau's like identities, him having like bad coin power, but a lot of multi-coin attacks. But I just don't use it a lot. I don't use ego passives a lot in general, I think, unless I'm actually like focusing on the ego in that run. It's kind of hard to use an ego just for the sake of getting a passive for one fight. Pain's nice. Having a little bit of sanity loss here might hurt us a bit. A lot of these clashes are just going to be 50-50s. But, you know, they're going to be even worse 50-50s now that we're not max sanity.
오케이. 작전 지역 진입 확인했어.
네.
Okay.
입감 양호합니다.
Throw the... Let's see, it hits everything, does it? Doesn't hit the left leg, that's fine. We'll try it for the bleed. For the bleed. Okay. Now time to see what we can do for actually winning clashes. The answer may surprise you. It's not a lot. Really not a lot. You know what? Let's do it. Let's throw on the regret. So we get the passive going. We trigger self-neglect, which is... Oh, no, it's not that one. Which one is self-neglect? Is it... And at least HP deals and takes more damage. I see. That is Heathcliff's passive. And that is a little bit worrying, but that's fine. A little bit of bleed here. Great deck is nearly enough to hold my violence back. Good to hear. Fine. Were we not clashing that? We were one-siding it. I think I mistakenly targeted the wrong thing. That's fine, though. Right leg gets a little bit of bleed thanks to that. Fresh enough gets a little bit of bleed count going here. And Slave 1, so we actually get some pretty good bleed on the body here. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Have any stem? Overclock is, you know, it's 10 bleed and 1 bleed count for every part it's hitting, thanks to 5 bleed plus 5 plus 1 count from Wound Cleared. We did stagger one of the arms there, the one that had a decent bit of bleed from Regret and Sinclair. It's looking good. And across the board, like, fair bit of bleed on everything, right? Yeah, right leg has been decently... It's mainly the body and the... Okay. So left leg's got barely anything. That's good to know. Very good to know, I think. I'm just one-sided a bunch. Struggling there. Might just... I don't want to get hit by the tail. The tail's kind of rough. I'll just throw in a Liquor Domain. Actually, I should probably corrode it, shouldn't I? Then it won't clash. Because then it would, like, bleed. It doesn't help enough. Unfortunately, maggots do not count as special bleed, but the normal one doesn't inflict maggots anyway, so it doesn't make too big of a difference. Oh well. We'll do that. Something. You can win this clash, sure. Yeah, we'll roll with this. I'm not... Oh. Huh. Wasn't expecting that. Well, at least you resisted, so it's not too bad. Ooh, nice. You're not inflicting any bleed, though, with your attacks. Ooh. Okay. It's fine. 3-coin slay is still decent. Get some bleed going on the left leg. It's almost staggered now. Were we one-siding the left leg? We might have been. The body's been staggered, so no blood lasers for you. Oh, no, this is going for the body, for more bleed on the body. That's cool. Let's see, this turn, left leg, right leg, have a decent bit now. Right leg kind of needs a little bit of focus. Left leg, I mean, they need a bit of focus, both, really. Anything that isn't bleed can probably just go for the body or something. Yeah. That'll work. Flashing all that, so then we'll also throw in a slash services there. Or slash series services, god. There we go, more bleed count with that. You get the Pierce power up, so your skill 1's doing even more damage than normal. Oop. You run out of bleed thanks to that, that's unfortunate. This happens, though. We just kind of gotta pray that it gets tails a lot of the times, so flashing isn't the best. You can stack bleed again with slash series, though. Stagger the leg in the process. And right leg go a bunch of... Okay, let's just one side of the right leg a bunch, maybe. Maybe have some bad clashes against it. See if we can keep one going for a while. Like something like that, maybe? Might run out of bleed, though, if we're a little uncautious, and I was very uncautious there, so... we can hope. Keep it pressed, there'll be more bleed, though, that's good. We might lose this clash, though, which means a lot of bleed damage. Yeah, that was what I was hoping for, with going for that skill 1. Good stuff. Oh, and losing here, too. It's out of bleed, unfortunately, but that's fine. Because we can probably just go all out on, like, the body or something next turn. Maybe not the body. The body's a bad part to target for the sake of that bit. But, we can just go all out on something, I think. Because left leg has 15 bleed, 3 count. Not a lot. Oh, we can try. Is this a bad idea? Yes. I believe. Yeah, look at that. A little bit of bleed damage. We get a couple attacks off here. Energy current does a lot, especially because part's broken, so you know it's fatal to slash now. And Sinclair doesn't finish the job yet. The tail actually bleeds it out. There we go. Nice bleed, nice bleed. With, you know, a bit of a janky bleed team. But that's part of that's the glory of it, right? Double bleed infliction in exchange for slot weight. Will mean that Ebony Stems is a lot burst, but that's fine. It's worth it. Smoking Wires is a great get. Okay. Sure. Looks good to me. We just gotta hope we can make it through these normal fights now, get to the boss of this floor. I didn't actually look at which boss it was, as I often forget to do. T-Corp, oh boy. This isn't gonna hit all of them, but like it'll hit a couple of them, so that's something. These guys have increased weight just in general. Meh. I won't bother Mass Tech then. We'll just win these clashes and, you know, bleed them to death, I think. Simple as that. We lose this clash? No, we win it. Nice. I like reverse jinx. That was like my goal, I think. Look at that bleed though. Nice. Okay, Mercer loses clash. That's not really much of a shock. We won the rest of them though, so that's decent. Everything hopeless, yeah. Some rough clashes here, right? Yeah. That's alright, I believe in the sinners. We don't need ego. Yeah, we lost 3 clashes. That's decent. We won over half of them then. I like those odds. I really do. We'll just roll with whatever again. If we get brutally killed for my overconfidence, then, you know, that's fine. You got enough charge that energy current is actually doing decently there for a minute. Then you lost it, so seemed. Enemy stem on its way to hit 2 enemies, yeah. If we wanted to Mass Tech, we had to do it immediately, otherwise it was not happening. Well, Ishmael's gonna take some damage here. Hopefully she gets under half so her poise stuff starts working properly. Would be nice. Killed an enemy, that's nice. Another nice energy current to do some damage. They do resist the slash, but like it still did 18 damage. That's fine. Oh, you healed, didn't you? You were in the, you know, HP threshold for the healing. Cool stuff. Okay. Another staggering. That's fine. Please get a Tails. You didn't get a Tails. Kinda late anyways. I think we would have lost the Clash Unit if you got a Tails by that point. By the point you lost so many coins. Would have been nice for them to at least get 1 Tails though, right? Okay, not bad. Not bad. Yeah, no, not bad at all.
뜻대로 안 됐나 봐.
See, just rolling with whatever worked. This fight was kind of my fault for being like, yes, that is a Pierce risky encounter. I'm going to take the Pierce risky encounter. It's only floor 4, so, you know, I was thinking, you know, it's not a hard dungeon, but, like, given this team's damage output, and our lack of Starlight rewards, I should have figured it was going to be an eternal fight. There's just one guy left. We just need some Pierce checks. Okay, Pulled Blade is going to do a lot. Yeah, God. It makes such a big difference, just using something they're actually weak to. Who would have thought? Okay, and what, you're gonna beat us in a clash? Yeah, you think so? You really think so? You bleed, and you get cooked. Time stew. Sounds quite enjoyable, doesn't it? And not only because, you know, it's a thing that Roland mentions in Ruina, you know, people using T-Corp Singularity for, okay, artistic sense. Out of nowhere. Sure thing. Kinda caught me off guard. I'll take it. Oh, charge. That's not bad. More charge from Ursa. Whenever he uses skill 1, he gains charge, I think. So, whenever he uses skill 1, everyone gets a little bit of charge. That's fine. We don't need charge on everyone, but it's more charge from Ursa. That's the key there. Yeah, these guys are weak to slash, so we can demolish them, I think. Like we did on the last floor when we had some more J-Corp guys, and we just kind of used our slash stuff and just tore them apart. God, having the right damage type is just such a big difference. Kind of makes you think, like, huh, it might be a good idea to actually have a run a team of, like, 12 Sinners, and, like, change the team up to, like, fit the fight. It's almost like that's the purpose of, like, the damage type indicators. Isn't that wacky? Yeah, we went on clashes too because these guys aren't strong. And we staggered a decent chunk of them. The ones that aren't staggered have a lot of the bleed in exchange, so I'm not gonna live too long. Butcher Vian gets a kill. Last year he's got a kill, Backslash got a kill. Flying Sword almost killed. That guy's still slightly alive though. Not for long though. These two bleed to death. Bonk. And bonk. Then we just have weird to deal with. There we go. Good stuff. We love it. Another slash week fight, that's also good, and then we'll do a post-encounter like shop event and then fight. Oh, it's only Fairy Gentleman. We don't have a lot of Pierce stuff, so that might be a little rough, and his healing means it's a little rough. We'll just have to actually bother with this gimmick, I think. Simple as that. Look at that. These guys being weak to slash. The fools. This is what they get for being weak to slash attacks.
방금 공격은 좋았어. 이대로만 계속해보면 좋을 텐데.
그다지 유쾌하진 않군요.
Love people blowing up to the sync to the music starting. It just fits so well whenever it happens. Part of the reason why I love the Moth so much. It just always makes it just times so well with the J-Corp Backstreet's music, you know. But the music just goes, the person blows up in blood just to the sync of the music. Okay, just you left, you're staggered though, so get him. There we go. We're not offensive again. I guess urgency is a good motivator. Sure is. Yeah, focus encounter time. See how things look. Okay, these are some enemies. Good to know.
힘내긴 해보자고.
I feel like going kill mode. I don't know. You guys are weak to this. Yeah, we'll do it like this. And we'll have you target, those maybe? That should work decently. Yeah, alright. Looks good. Beyond. Sure. 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 Oh, you know, you need to do this, and then you need to do this. Okay, that'll work. Got 2 7-target mass attacks, and by that I mean 2 4-target mass attacks, because of how attack weight works. And that's... I mean, it's still a lot of people being hit by the mass attacks, and you know, ebony stem's decent. If we get heads, we get a little bit of bleed as well. And there we go. Well stuff.
전술의 승리네요.
대단한 지휘인데 관리자가 아니라
Okay.
지휘관이었던가?
Alright. Well, that's fine. You wouldn't have done too much damage. These guys resist slash. But would have been nice if that went through. Fails on blind obsession. That's okay. You'll heal your own sanity. You'll also heal Otis's sanity up, and you know, heal 25, which is... Or you healed... Yeah, 25, which is how much Otis spent on the ebony stem, so... Pretty good.
유효타 좋아. 계속 집중하지.
Good damage across the board. There's a stagger. There's only 2 of them that aren't staggered, so that's good. Max combo you, and then we want to keep it. Don't know. Backslash, we're good. It's resisted. That's fine. I want to do this, I think. Do like this. Probably a good selection of attacks. We've got a lot of random skill ones and stuff. We're not going to kill a lot of these guys, unfortunately. Might be able to do some decent damage to them, though. That's the hope. Yeah, stagger the sloth guy. If we're lucky, Otis will stagger the pride guy. Probably will, right? Even if you resist it. You gotta be close to being staggered. Not really. Well, you're really close to being staggered now. So that's good, I guess. That's likely also bleeds to death, so, cool. Gonna kind of do some, like, semi-random targeting for these, I think. Good work. Well, we'll have you run that back. Unless you can win this class decently? No, you can't. Alright. Run it back, or Rodion. With you using your skill 3 against the Wrath guy. See if you win the clash this time. Good work. Yeah, throwing some random stuff on some of the guys that are bleeding to death. Don't really need to hit them with the strong attacks, right? Same with this guy, yep. Okay. Alright, you won this time. There we go. That's been your redemption arc, Rodion. Finally killing this guy. Finally winning the clash. There's only half of them left now. We just hit you with like a strike down and you die, and then we'll just split our attacks between you two. Music goes hard, of course. My rendition of it does not go nearly as hard. That's for sure. My awful attempt at recreating the noise. There we go. Okay, now on to Fairy Gentleman. After a couple of rest stops, that is. Or not rest stops, actually, but, you know, a shop into the event. So using rest stops in, like, the more traditional way instead of the in-game case for the sake of that, but... Oh. Contract? Absolutely. We will be taking that. Gossip BM? Absolutely. We will be taking that. And we'll give Merso another skill 3, I guess. It's not a bad choice. It is a pride skill, so that's decent. Oh god, this might be bad. Okay, can we pass this? Can Merso do this or something? Oh, you got this. That's right. I forgot about you. Forgot about Sinclair and his chance of just instantly beating this. But there we go, Fairy Gentleman Science. I feel like it's been a while since I've seen Fairy Gentleman as a final boss in a mirror dungeon. Just not that common, I guess. I mean, it's equally as common as the rest of them, but
방금 벌레 말은 듣지 않다는 사람 누구야?
you know what I mean, I think. Well, clash with you, clash with you. I guess we'll clash with you. I don't really want you to be flashing, though. We'll try a little bit of this, and we'll let this attack go through, maybe? Sure. That'll work. Want to stack some bleed immediately, if possible. We do it like that. I like that, yeah. That. Some bleed will be stacked like that. Okay. You can throw in an ebony stem for more bleed, potentially. I guess you should corrode it once again. Yeah, that'll work. Your skill 1 isn't bleed, so you can throw in an impending day. That'll be some bleed. And that skill is bleed, so we don't need to fourth match lane with you. Okay. Looks good. Yeah, unleash your violence, buddy. Unleash it. Okay. A little bit of bleed. We'll stack bleed up with Butcher Beyond, but quite a decent bit, though. That's nice.
전술적으로 불리한 판단일 텐데요.
뭐
Ebony Stem, also a bit of bleed. I managed to get the heads even on the corrosion, so that's good. We rolled a 36. Nice. And you are weak to the Pierce. So decent damage as well. You take a little bit of bleed. Contract's gonna trigger on the arm, which means it's not gonna be the most damage, but that's fine. We can live with that. Trigger that wound, flare it again. Excellent. And the next turn we're probably gonna be focusing on the body instead. Get that thing's bleed up as much as possible. You lose this clash, you lose this clash. Sounds good to me. Energy current's gonna roll insane here because we've got the passive now. But like, we'll do this, we'll do this, we'll do this. Redirect it with you. Like that, yeah. Should work. I do need the clash if I want to do the morale boost stuff, though. That's important, isn't it? Alright, we'll try that. I'm mostly trying to stack up morale boost on Merso here, I think. I think that's my play. Well, that's unfortunate. Yeah. Pop. Dagger there. It'll bleed up a little bit, hopefully win the clash with you. We do, that's nice. So we do stack a decent bit of bleed on the body. Not the most quite yet, but it's still definitely notable. Now, unfortunately, Merso was the one who wanted to stack the morale boost on here, so we cannot get into 5 morale boost this turn, so we gotta do it next turn. That should be fine, though. We'll just make sure to one-side you a bunch, then. Should have done bad clashes, you know, but paralysis means I've got no clue what is and what isn't a bad clash. Yeah, you're at max bleed there. Just need to keep on hitting you with, you know, the stuff to keep your count up then. And that should be fairly good. For just killing the fairy gentleman before we need to bother with his gimmick. Yeah. Oh, didn't even go for her. Is it not random when that happens, huh? Okay, I guess because the moth killed Star Moth killed the wine, so we're not going to get to bother with your gimmick either way, it would seem. Dominating, oh yeah, we have got no clue what actually does and doesn't win these clashes, huh? That's alright, that's alright. We can just try things that seem like they'd lose. Like something like that, maybe? Sure. If we win that clash, that's something. Okay, that's... You're out of bleed, unfortunately, now, but I think you do just die to the wrath attacks we've got headed to your direction. You're weak to slash thanks to having your arm being broken, so, Slay's gonna do a lot. And I'm sure, yeah, additional can definitely do 30 HP. Okay, there we go. Yeah, not too bad. We just bled him out. Sometimes that's all you need.
관리자님의 99% 명령과 1%의 제 실력이 합쳐진 결과였습니다.
이너 지느러미 유포는 입에 맞나? 맞아야 할걸. 당분간은 그...
I have no long how my mic was muted for, but hopefully, not too long. But anyways, that'll be all for this time. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye!